Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Jehliali in this incarnation. I am here today to talk about the new moon in Pisces that we are going to have in February 27th or 29th, depending on where you are. Here in Argentina, in the South Hemisphere, it is happening on the 27th. So this is given in the degree 9 with 40 minutes of Pisces, people with a mutable sign ascendants, Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Gemini. And you are going to feel with more strength this new moon, but we are all going to feel this. Or planets close to this mathematical degree, of course. So this lunation, it is very important, not only because we initiate a new cycle, but also because we are beginning officially the eclipse season. And the lunation is given in a sign in which we have the North Node at this moment, the North Node in Pisces. South Node, it is in Virgo. And these mathematical points, the karma nodes or lunar nodes, are the points that are constantly stimulated during eclipse season. It is not only about the day of the event, but the activations that we have in that period of more or less 8 weeks. So beyond that, the cycle that culminates, the cycle that is culminating this new moon, it is happening on September with also an eclipse in Pisces. So what we are beginning in here, it is certainly important. We have the sun, the moon uniting in that mathematical degree. We have Saturn, we have Mercury there, which are already, they are still, in orb of conjunction because they are going to perfect that before. We are going to feel it by the end of this week on February 23rd, more or less, 24th. So Mercury is going to be the first planet that activates the mathematical degree of the next eclipse, which is degree 23rd. And this means that there is certain aspects that are involved with that event that are going to start to emerge. Also, Neptune, which is the regent of Pisces, it is in conjunction with the North Node. And this new moon is not an eclipse precisely because it is far away from the North Node. The energy of Pisces is about many times closing cycles in order to begin, because it is a sign of endings. With all this charge of planets in here, we could be very, very emotional, very sensitive, very permeable to the emotions of others, very empathetic also with the processes that they could go through. It is this energy of forgiveness, of liberation. It is important to allow our emotions to be, to not judge them, because, we could be a lot of very, very emotional. In the collective level, this could express as, rains and situations that involve water. This is Neptune and Pisces in general, and people moving, creating movements to help others. This is also about the new moon in Pisces. Also, this energy is inspiration and these big dreams, these desires of the soul, and how important it is to attend the 99%. I am talking about the energy that influences the manifestations of these dreams on earth. With energy, I am referring to our intentions, our perceptions, what we are sustaining in our mind, and the emotions that is invoking. So this is an opportunity to begin the cycle by attending that, because we are always seeing something in new moons, but we can do that unconsciously or consciously. So we have the choice in here. And those dreams, those desires of the soul are also a contribution with the collective, and they are going, the beginning that we are invited to start, it is very evolutionary. It's very, very linked with growth, and that also is a way of contributing with the collective. Pisces is about us. It is not about I. It is about how we are going to allow this growth, how we are going to allow ourselves to connect with life and to inspire ourselves in order to energetically, and by elevating our consciousness, we can, I mixed up, this way we can contribute with others. So what I was thinking Is that it is important to make this difference between desires of the soul and what many times are a distortion of them. They are distorted by perceptions, by our programmings. And an example that I put, I think, other time before, it is, uh, for example, a person that wants to be millionaire because that way it is going to be happy. That is certainly an illusion and a desire not of the soul. Because well, that is a way of depositing our happiness in an external situation that perhaps don't have a true purpose. Differently would be if that person wants to have resources so so he or she can invest them in something, in a project that is truly connected with their soul, so that that process can really connect that the person with the plenitude. Another example could be, a dream of a person could be, I want a partner, but I want a partner to take me away from my sadness, from my depression, or to save me from the feelings that I am having. Or vice versa, I want to save that person, I want to change that person so that person can be adjusting to the idea that I have. That is different from, I really want to connect with someone to share and to grow together, to create projects in the future, etc. So I am putting these examples. You are going to identify your own desires, of course, uh, because it is important to understand that the ones that are distorted are coming from wounds and things and emotional needs that weren't met. And this is something very important that I'm going to retake later in a minute. Other example, if I really want to leave my job because that doesn't bring plenitude, to create that project that is truly connected with my soul, that intuitively I really want to do, but I have been procrastinating that because certain programmings of self-sabotage. uh, well, this is a moment to transcend those patterns that are keeping us in the repetition so we can move into something new. And this could be, as I said, something that perhaps is not entirely comfortable, but we are going to be grateful later. And with the energy of Neptune, this is an inner call. This is a call of the soul. The call of the soul could also be given through discomfort. And we could also feel as, life dragging us, like the waters, dragging us to that new beginning or to that new space. And if we are putting resistances, we could feel the chaos, the confusion as a mechanism of protection, the idealization of experiences that are not for us or that we already recognized that are not bringing growth, but they are going to get better. We make these idealizations of experiences that are actually not connected with reality. Feeling lost or feeling apathetic, disconnected from life could be other way of resistance with Neptune. But if that happens, it is still an opportunity to rediscovering ourselves. So it is important to not judge. On the contrary, the energy of Pisces embraces everything so we can reveal light. The important aspect, the principal aspect in here, it is this square that is creating with Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter is the traditional regent too of Pisces. So because it is a tension, this could be linked with opening too many options that we cannot embrace as a resistance of what we know deep down that we really have to do, because that happens a lot. The energy of Jupiter is more about it is more about I know that that thing or that path has truly sense. It is about connecting with our own truth. But well, it is a tension. Other expression could be linked with expectations of reality that are far away from what reality it is showing, depositing this excess of trust in a situation that is not presenting as clear. We don't have all the information, something that is confusing, sorry, And Mercury and Saturn in here could contribute because we could develop that serious and honest conversation, asking the information, doing this from the commitment with ourselves principally. Mercury in Pisces, it is not the best communicator in terms of words. It is a Mercury very connected with inspiration, creativity, arts, symbols, but it is not the best at communicating. But in here we could, put the pieces where they have to be, and to approach the processes that we need to approach in order to make the decision. And this is also about giving a structure to ideas, because the square with Jupiter and Gemini could also imply a lot of potential ideas that we are not implementing. So other aspects that participate of this new moon are Venus in Aries in a sextile with Jupiter in Gemini. This is an aspect of a lot of initiative, of I really want to go for that desire, for that person, for that society, that project, that thing that I want in my experience. But it is important again to evaluate from which place this is born, because how I said at the first part of the video, Venus is about to be retrograde on March 2nd, and could be that in the end we have this revelation that we weren't desiring that was an impulse that perhaps was born from an excess of optimism. And it is a very, very nice transit to implement these ideas and to take initiatives, but again, important to evaluate from where, because at the same time, and this is a weak aspect, the aspect is going to be weak by this moment, it is going to be perfected later. But Venus in Aries, it is starting to create a square with Mars in Cancer that is still not moving from the mathematical degree that it became direct this week. So this aspect means that we could take decisions that are born from this emotional impulse, or from emotional needs that are not resolved, conscious, or integrated. And or vice versa, being in conflict with that thing that we want, knowing which is the initiative, but because of programmings that come from the familiar core, from our past, from the wounds that we have experimented, we are not aligning in coherence with that desire. The conflict could also be reflected in other person, because squares with Venus and Mars many times are expressed that way. And in the end, that shows us the parts that perhaps are not in agreement in ourselves. And it is an opportunity, again, to listen to ourselves and to unify internally. But this aspect could be very, very emotional. This is the tendency of Venus in Aries, also the impulsiveness. And with emotional needs that aren't met, I am talking about, coming back to the first example, perhaps it is not about being a millionaire. It is about that I really want to feel appreciated and valued, and I am seeking experiences that can reflect that to me, but in a way that I am trying to cover up that emotional need, and I am not facing that. So this is important. And in the end, the last thing that I wanted to comment, it is that Saturn and Mercury are creating a sextile with Uranus in Taurus. Actually, all the planets that are in the last degrees, and including the North Node, are in this sextile, but they are very close of the mathematical degree. These are other harmonic aspects that could enable the fluidness to implement change, to understand the synchronicity, to have the creative idea, or perhaps this is coming through a conversation or through information that I received. And with the presence of Saturn, I think this is very, very good in here. We could be in commitment with that change, in commitment to do something different, to obtain different results, and to give steps towards those dreams and towards those projects that could really help to the elevation of consciousness in the collective, whatever form this is taking. I think this is something very, very important these days. Whatever thing we came here to do, whatever thing we feel aligned with our soul, that is a way of contributing with others. So I am closing this video here. Thank you, everyone. Sorry, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.